Well, I guess Bungie saw me trying to play the Outriders demo for like 18 minutes. And then they were like, hey, Dado, what are you doing, bud? It's still Destiny time. What are you doing? State of the game. Blam. Info bomb. Right as I'm trying to play. Talking about the next couple of seasons. Some details on the Witch Queen. Going into a wide range of topics. Sunsetting. Trials. Leveling. Subclasses. Let's not waste any more time. This is probably going to be a long video.
So I'd like to share our high-level vision of the Crucible. Direct player versus player competition is essential in Destiny as an option to express mastery of your Guardian and showcase the strength of your arsenal against other players. These words alone are more direct, insightful, and meaningful than anything Bungie has said regarding the Crucible since the introduction of Redrix's Claymore. They communicate vision, clarity, and intent.
I don't feel that whatever title I chose for this video is too bold. This is a game changer of an article. This reads, Destiny 2021 Update, The Road to the Witch Queen. It was written by Joe Blackburn, Assistant Game Director, Destiny 2, and you should take a few minutes to read this. While I could narrate every word for you so you don't have to take off the headphones, I'm gonna tell you what, I read this and this improved my mood so much.
It leaves me hopeful for the future, although how many times have I said that before? A million times I've said I'm hopeful for the future. Millions of times. But if the future is anything like how Season 13 has been going so far,
did Bungie absolutely drop the most info-packed TWAB of all time? Actually, it's not technically a TWAB. This is their yearly State of the Game, and today's was written by Bungie's Joe Blackburn. It covers a metric ton of information that the community has literally been begging for years.
if it's what I'm imagining it could be, then maybe we start to see Bungie finally reach those levels that we've always believed that they could. Because they still can.
We just had a surprise State of the Game by Joe Blackburn, Assistant Game Director of Destiny 2.
While I agreed with the concept of sunsetting and what it could potentially lead to, the implementation was just not good, especially when it came to armor. That was just never good at all.
I always strive to have high ambitions for Destiny since we all know what it can be and now what it will be for the next years to come. Either way, Destiny 2 looks like it has its feet set and is back on track again for the foreseeable future. We'll just see how long this hype lasts and we'll see how this one plays out. Either way, I'm very, very excited.
Thanks for reading, Joe. Yo, Joe, mama, I'm just kidding. Bro, I feel like he saved the game, chat. Bro, homie came in, he's like, hey, bro, I'm back. I'm putting Destiny back on the menu, bro. Palindrome, you want that shit? Here, I got you, bro. Shadow Price, dude, get your fucking auto rifle, bro. You guys want new loot, bro? You want new trials loot, man? I got you, bro. Joe, mama, bro, I feel like you saved the game, man.
But again, delivery is the only thing that matters. But man, do I just want to be excited. I'm gonna get a little excited. Okay.
Being a game director isn't easy. You have lots of big decisions to make, you have lots of factors to consider, you have lots of people to coordinate, but most importantly, you are the first thing blamed when things go wrong in your game. Speaking as a 6-year veteran of the game, the last few months of Destiny have felt like some of the lowest points in the game history, even above something like the Curse of Osiris. We've been through a lot of low points before, it's what Destiny players have generally been made fun of for, but never have we ever felt so ignored. From sunsetting, to XP grinding, to the stasis balance in PvP, to trials, high-level activities, since Beyond Light, we have felt like every word we have said regarding what we think of the current state of the game has been disregarded with an air of, we know what's best. Beyond Light, of course, was only a fraction of the game's lifespan, but it came on the heels of the last few seasons' general dissatisfaction and unrest. It was supposed to be the game's resurrection, not its final nail in the coffin. That brings us to today and Destiny's new game director, Joe Blackburn. Joe is much newer to the Bungie dev team, but he's worked on some rather large parts of the game. He was the team's previous lead raid designer, a title that has since been taken over by Brendan Thorne. As you have seen from the clips of other content creators, Joe feels like he is writing from the perspective of us, from the perspective of a hopeful player who wants to see all aspects of the game, PvE and PvP alike, live up to the dreams we have had for Destiny since we started playing the game. His communications about not just individual mechanics or systems in Destiny, but about the philosophy of the studio as a whole are clear, concise, and most importantly, relevant. Many will want to blame the low points in the game on the face of the Bungie's previous game director, Luke Smith. However, we have to remember that Bungie is much more than just one man. It's an entire team of developers, artists, and executives all working passionately to make a game something players want to enjoy. It's going to be difficult for Luke Smith to ever escape the negative connotations surrounding his name, from hashtag Sunset Luke Smith to just the general unrest that Luke Smith has encountered. It's not necessarily unheard of. We've seen plenty of other game development studios receive far more nastier and more malicious accusations and criticisms given to studios that don't live up to players' expectations. That is one of those things that I think you somewhat understand taking up that title. Luke Smith has a much larger and deeper history revolving around game development and, importantly, game journalism. He's had practice. He's seen a lot of this before. I don't think that it was solely on Luke Smith alone that caused the issues that we experienced in the game. But I think that there's something to say about what role he did play within the game that Joe Blackburn has done an excellent job of in an instant pulling a 180 on. What has he contributed that has made players so excited and so hopeful for the future of the game? Joe has clearly communicated active listening. Many of the decisions we are currently praising Bungie for have likely been planned since the middle of Beyond Light, when players began to express discomfort, disinterest, and dissatisfaction in the game. But Joe connected all of the voices of the dissatisfied player base, and instead of saying we're listening, he showed us we're listening. Laying out systems in a clear and understandable fashion, addressing issues precisely that we've been communicating discontent for a very long time, giving us a clear step-by-step goal and philosophy on how they plan to address future changes in the future development of the game. For the first time in a long time, I am proud to be a veteran of Destiny, and I am willing to bet that many of you watching feel like you are finally being heard. And that's the important part, feeling of being heard. Bungie wants their game to be successful. Bungie knows that if they make a good product, the players will come. They have a reputation of having some absolute knockout games. Not a single person in the Bungie development studio wants players to be upset or dissatisfied, or wants players to feel like Bungie is only in it for themselves. I'm hearkened back to a time in game development where developers would create a game as if it were their art. And I would be willing to bet that almost every single person in that Bungie development studio wants that to be their vision. They want the love and attention that they've given the game, because Destiny, let's be clear guys, is a huge, massive game. Every single person on that floor wants to see Destiny be everything that everyone has put into it, whether it be players or developers alike. I have no doubt that given time, Joe will face some of the same dissatisfied players in the future. It's near impossible to maintain a perfect record of consumer satisfaction in video games. It's one of the most competitive and cutthroat consumers that you will ever find in any market. But from now on, I feel we will see communication and vision of Bungie come from somebody who can communicate the ideas from the perspective of a player. From now on, there feels like there's hope for the future. Thank you for watching. Please consider supporting us by subscribing and leave a comment on your most exciting aspect of Bungie's new director. I hope we get to see a lot more of this clearly communicated hope and this clearly communicated vision and philosophy going forward. Bless your faces, and deuces.